What I'm about to say is not designed to scare you. It's designed to prepare you. It's designed to make you more conscious so you can understand exactly what's coming, how you can prepare for it, and make sure that you are in the right position to not be affected by it. If you're in the 25 and older crowd, when we were kids, it was very simple battles that were going on in the world, right? You had racism, right? White versus black, Mexican versus Puerto Rican, Chinese versus Japanese. There's a whole lot of Australia versus New Zealand. There's a whole lot of people that have beef based on their race. And then you had things like rich versus poor, right? Classism. You also have colorism. There's things like that, right? These were things they were just kind of there growing up. What is going to get introduced to the world is a new group of people. And these people are what I'm going to call the cooked generation versus the uncooked generation. Now, the uncooked generation are people who go outside, they get their cardio, they get their daily sunlight, they're making sure they're getting their vitamins, they're doing their cardio, they're going out and talking to real human beings, right? They're a part of a community. They may volunteer. They have a life. They have like a real life. They go to their job, help their community. They have family, game night, things of that nature. In order for you to effectively have that, there's a lot of things that have to be put in place for it to work, right? And I'm not going to go into too deep into that, but that's what I'm going to call uncooked individuals. If you ask them, like, do you know this popular YouTuber or this popular TikToker or this popular whatever, they're not going to know who that is. You're going to be like, who is that? And in your mind, you're going to be like, how do you not know who this person is? They have 1 million subscribers, whatever, right? And then there's going to be the cooked generation. And the cooked generation are the individuals who cannot stay off the internet. They can't stay off the internet. We already are starting to do this right now. And you can tell which type of person you are based on the screen time that you have on your phone. So go on your screen time on your phone, go to settings and type in screen time, and then look at where your time is going on these apps. Most people are putting in full-time shifts on these phones, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours. And it's not business or productivity. It's not you checking your email or you going off of you're coming up with new ideas and stuff. No, it's on these apps. And you know what I'm talking about, these social apps. Okay. So that may not be a problem until it starts to become a problem. I know people who are so addicted to their phones that they take them in the showers with them. They take their phone in these showers with them and scroll in the shower. Okay. That's terrifying. You understand what I'm saying? Because there is no moment of silence. There is no moment of presence. There's only dopamine hits. And it's going to get to the point to where you're going to have it 24/7. And what these people, these people who are running these organizations, they're going to give it to you. That's their goal, is they're going to feed it to you. You understand what I'm saying? And now, a couple things that I am keeping an eye on, right? I'm keeping an eye on AI, artificial intelligence. I'm keeping an eye out on cryptocurrencies, and I'm keeping an eye out on digital marketing. So much so that I'm actually creating a new channel that's going to be talking all about that. And if you want to follow that channel, go in the description and just follow that channel, subscribe to that channel. But I'm following these things. And as I'm following these things, I'm also doing my own research, right? Based off of who I am and my struggles and my weaknesses. I'm about 10, 11 plus years deep into my own research. And I'm at the point now to where everything is starting to come together. And I'm realizing that, oh crap. Oh my God. Because again, like I said, it's going to be cooked versus uncooked. Right now, there are people who don't even understand the basics of life, right? And that's fine. This is what this channel is going to be dedicated to, is just describing the basics. Most people don't have that figured out. And so the fact that you have to have that figured out at some level, at some fundamental level, in order to escape what's about to happen, it's scary to think about for me. Because again, you really think about this. AI is at this point where if you take regular people, and you show them a real person and you show them AI, most people, for the most part, we can decipher it. At least when it was starting, because we can understand vocal tonalities and we understand how some words aren't said correctly, right? We can understand people's faces and how it might not be glossed over, right? We can make out little things. But AI is getting to the point now where it's able to fool dumb people. Now, again, that might not be concerning until you realize how many dumb people there are, right? If you've ever worked a customer service job, if you ever worked in hospitality, if you ever worked for the public in general, where you actually had to interact with a lot of people in your community, you realize that a lot of people aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. Now, don't get me wrong. I never want to pretend like I'm some smarter than thou, holier person. I understand where I'm dumb at. I completely understand where I'm dumb at. So it's really about, there is a lot more people than you think that are dumb when it comes to the internet and it comes to AI. Let me give you this point. Have you guys ever, your friend or your parents or your grandparents, somebody showed you a video and immediately you know that it's fake, you know that it's fabricated, you know that it's made up, you know that it's staged. And you're kind of looking at them like, do you know this is staged? And you don't know if you're going to say something. So most people just go along with it, depending on your personality. You just go along with it. You're like, oh, okay, ha, 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 right? But again, you're able to point that out. Everybody's not able to point that out. Why is that dangerous? Here's where we start to connect things. Why is that dangerous? Again, if you're part of the 25 and older crowd, when we were growing up, 9 times out of 10, everybody was following the same programming, right? The same TV programming. Like if you go to your mom right now, again, for my older crowd, if you go to your mom right now and you ask her who Oprah Winfrey is, or you ask her who Rachel Ray is, or who Martha Stewart is, I can guarantee you that out of 1,000 people, like 1,000 moms, that over 900 of them know who they are. And it's like, why is that? Because again, we come from an era to where we didn't have that many options. We had a lot of channels, but we didn't have options. You understand? It was like you were either watching this, you were watching this, you're watching this, or you're watching this. This is why a lot of us had like the same childhood growing up as far as like little things. It's because we were all tuned into the same programming. And so because we were all tuned into the same programming, as a culture, as a community, as a family, we were all on the same page when it comes to certain things. We all knew certain events that were going on. With the internet, however, that's going to change. It's already changing. And how is that going to change, right? Because right now, the thing about real life, right, with TV programming and stuff like that, you have maybe like 6 channels, like 6 real channels that you could watch consistently. And so when you met a person, the happenstance that these things overlapped made sense. With the internet has not only a wide range of communities, but it also has sub-communities. And those communities have sub-communities. And those communities have sub-communities. There are parts of the internet that you have no idea about. You have no clue about. You have no idea about. And I realized this a couple years ago when I would stumble on like a new YouTuber, right? And I didn't know who this person was. And I look at their subscribers. They have 2 million subscribers. I'm like, how do you have 2 million subscribers? I have no idea. This is my first time meeting you. Because there are certain genres of the internet that you're not going to have any idea about. If I just name a cartoon right now, right? If I said like SpongeBob SquarePants or Fairly Odd Parents or Codename Kids Next Door, right? Majority of the older crowd, 25 plus, majority of us, we're going to know what that is. But as we start to get older and as the internet starts to get more vast, there's going to be certain things that only sub-communities are going to know about. So why is that? Why are you telling me this? Because if I can create something, let's just say it's a complete lie. I can create something. I can create a complete lie. All I would have to do is feed it to a sub community. If I fed it to the whole community, right? Like I fed it to everybody, there's going to be a bunch of people backlashing against it and showing you, hey, this is wrong or this is not right or blah, blah, blah. But if I give it to a sub community, that fight isn't going to be there. And so you're going to have people believing things that they have no idea about. And you can already see this happening if you have younger siblings or you could talk to people who are like on the younger side of Gen Z, right? Like there's a term called There's a term, the social term autism, right? A lot of us know what autism is. If you don't, I suggest you look it up, right? On the internet, however, they changed it to, as a joke, they changed it to acoustic, right? They say this person must be acoustic. And that's like Gen Z's way of saying, oh, they have autism. However, when you start talking to people, you realize that they forget what autism was because they're now calling it acoustic. And you're like, wait a minute, you don't know where acoustic is coming from? And it's like autism. It's like, how do you not know that? That's where it gets scary, because it's little things like that. But the thing that, especially in my research, I realized that it's the little things that matter. You know what I'm saying? It's the little things that matter. And so if you're able to enter an echo chamber of your worldview is correct, everybody else's worldview is false, that's very, 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 very dangerous. We start to see these things with feminism. Feminism, there's light feminism, and then we've all seen the extreme sides of feminism, to where women are in an echo chamber and they're all going through this horrible turmoil of a marketing campaign that's designing them to despise men, and it's working. I saw a video, I'll never forget this. I saw a video a while back, and it was this girl coming in, and I guess she was trying to be like edgy or whatever. She was coming in and she was like, guys, because she was supposed to be like a feminist. She was like, guys, I was like, I'm pretty sure that men invented the talking stage just so they can get more time away from you. And I was thinking to myself, like, are you stupid? Like, are you dumb? Like, what does that even mean? But again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because if you have a sub community of 100,000 people walking around thinking that the talking stage was fabricated by men and is unnecessary, what does that lead to? What does that lead to? And again, I'm just spitballing examples here. So this is what I'm talking about. This is happening when it's not taken advantage of, when people are not taking advantage of this. Imagine what happens when people start taking advantage of it. What happens? What happens? And so this is what I'm talking about. This is why we're on this channel, right? It's because I want you to understand that we have to start mastering the basics. The basics are very simple. You know, your health, your wealth, your relationships, your purpose. Cool. And if you're able to focus on that every day, in the present moment, be present in the moment, recognize what distractions are, that's going to help you stay away from distractions, or at least be fooled with them over a long period of time to where it affects your life in a negative way. Does that make sense? When the internet first came in, it was a gold mine because you could find anything on there. And the information was usually verified because nobody just made up information on the internet for shits and giggles, for jokes. Nowadays, people are I saw a guy take like 3 hours out of his life to create a lie as a joke. As a joke, right? And again, some people may find that funny. That's cool. I don't find that funny. That's not funny to me. That you've now fooled, again, because everybody's intelligence range varies. Even if you're a genius in one area, you're not a genius in others. And so you're going over here, you're looking up something, and somebody's like, oh yeah, just mix this and this. And you don't know any better, and you don't realize that you're making like a deadly gas. And it's like, how is that funny? But again, it's the internet. It's trolls. Bro, it's the internet. It's a joke. Well, don't believe everything you see on the, like, what are we talking about? This is why it's like you really have to focus on what it is that you are doing and getting where you're trying to get to make sure that if you want, because a lot of people may love that life. You may love that life. But me personally, I don't want to be part of this cooked generation. I want to be a part of the uncooked. I want to be able to go outside. I want to be able to socialize. That's a thing in the past with the cooked generation. It's a thing in the past. Because listen, if you have ChatGPT, either the app or on the computer, you can now talk to it. I actually want to do this live. Can I do this live? Give me 1 second, guys. I hope your attention span can handle this. Okay, so ChatGPT. And I can start a voice. Give me 1 second. Hey, ChatGPT. I just wanted to show my audience here that you can actually talk to us now. Can you say hi to my audience?
Hi everyone. It's great to be here with you all. Thanks for having me.
And so I just wanted to kind of further along and show them like what you're actually capable of. Can you tell me what is comprised of an atom?
Sure. An atom is made up of three main parts: protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons and neutrons form the nucleus at the center, while electrons orbit around the nucleus in electron shells. Protons have a positive charge, neutrons are neutral, and
Hey,
electrons have a
ChatGPT.
negative charge.
Hey, I have this friend, right? And he's very nervous about talking to girls. Can you give him like a bit of advice to help him succeed in this area?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Our systems are experiencing heavy load.
Right. So again, this is what I'm talking about. It's doing that with like very basic stuff. That's really cool, right? But they just have a new update coming out where that's going to become a lot faster in its conversation, and its vocal tonality is going to be able to mimic that of a human being. You can go watch it. That's insane. It's going to get to the point where you have something in your ear and you're going to be having a conversation with that. You know why? Because when you have a conversation with that, it's no pressure. You don't have to perform that way. I mean, you can say anything. You can interrupt it. You can be exactly who you want to be, and it can act as an echo chamber, as a best friend, as a Jarvis if you're an Iron Man fan. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy, and this is where we're going to. People, there's gonna be subcultures of people who are just absolutely done with the human race, and they're only gonna be talking to these individuals. Oh my gosh! Listen, I think I made this video long enough, but understand this: you have to prepare for what's going on. The best way that you're going to prepare for this is one, master the basics, which is why you're on this channel, and two, keeping an eye out on these advances that's happening. You can do that on my other channel, which is linked in the description. So go subscribe to that. So if you like this video. If you made it this far, excuse me, if you made it this far, type in next generation and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.